All right, back to financing. Kind of got myself into a little bit of trouble by talking too long on some of the other stuff. There are a variety of commercial loans. All right, as many loans as you can think of in the residential, there's as many loans in the commercial, and probably more so. There's probably going to be a couple loans I'm going to talk about here that you probably never even heard of. And there's some of them that you're going to go, what the fuck? Because if a bridge loan. A bridge loan gives a borrower instant cash flow to finance an immediate need, all right? So bridge loans are temporary. They're short-term, like a year. They're normally termed. Here's the problem. It takes so long to get some financing. You need a loan while you're waiting on your loan. That's a bridge loan, okay? So if you're looking to get some long-term financing on a property, but you need some intermediate or some immediate help, a bridge loan might be the way to go. Obviously, they have purchase loans that are involved, and the purchase loan typically can be a fixed or can be an ARM in the commercial variety. And the problem is they've got these real fancy words, and they call it like 30-year AM, 5-year call. 30-year AM means it's an amortized loan, AM, as if it was 30 years. But in 5 years, we're going to call it due, and you're going to have to refinance the property then. This is a way of allowing both me and you to take advantage of a change in the interest rate for one of us, all right? So I guess what I'm saying is if I lock you in for 30 years and what was the interest rate 30 years ago in the residential world? It's probably higher than it was now. So that's not fair to somebody. That's why they refinance. All right. Think of this as a forced refinance. So, and they've got all kinds of these. You can have 20-year AM, 10-year call. So it's amortized like it's a 20-year loan. So it makes it lower payments. But in 10 years, we're going to call it due, and you've paid off, 40% of it. You're going to have to refinance the rest. And if you have been a good client, we'll just refinance it through another loan. And it'll be another 10-year. So it kind of works like an ARM, only it's locked in for that call period, and then you have to balloon it out at the end. 5-year AM, 5-year call. 10-year AM, 20-year AM is probably common. I don't think they do a lot of 30-year AM. 20-year amortization, 5-year call. 5 years, we're going to redo it, okay? There's obviously a lot more hard money loans. Once again, because it's more of a business and there's an asset to that hard money lender can attach to. It's a collateralized loan where the property is in need of cash, but the property also serves as the collateral, okay? Typically, that's not the true definition. A true definition would be, because the other shoe to fall is it's typically made by a private individual. There's no law that says a loan has to come from a bank. That's just what most people are common. I have, not now because I've paid them off, but I have had plenty of private lenders loan me money to buy houses. At one point, I had an attorney that had loaned me 2 separate amounts for 2 separate properties. We have since, flipped through those and gone out, and the other one we just sold as a normal owner-occupied sale property and sold them both out and repaid him back. So it's possible that you could get hard money loans in the commercial world. Another loan, and this is the one that you're going to go, WTF, is what they call a participating mortgage. A participating mortgage. This is where the lender actually gets a payment back plus an interest, plus they share in some of the proceeds of the property. So you talk about, this is virtually to me like loan sharking that the government has made legal because it's them doing it. Once again, we all know the government can do whatever they want, but they make it illegal for you. You can't run, the mafia can't run numbers, but the government can have lottery. Don't run a Ponzi scheme, but they'll have Social Security. You can't loan shark, but they're going to have what they call participating loans. So I'm going to charge you 4%. You're going to pay me my loan back, plus my interest, plus I want 2 points, which would be 2%, of the profit of the property. That's a participating loan. That is literally a valid loan that is out there. So I know, and you guys are going, what the? So Keep that in mind that they do have those. Who would sign that? Anybody? Well, here's the person. Maybe they're a risk and they couldn't get a traditional loan, so this guy's wanting a higher reward in the form of a participation in the property. Therefore, he'll give them the loan. So maybe it's a combination of I get no loan, or I get my 100 grand or 500 grand plus 3% plus 2 points participation. Well, you know, I'm going to make something, and maybe when I get enough equity, I'll buy that person out and take care of it, other than get nothing. So we still have, and there's one other kind of loan that you will hear about in the commercial world. It's called an interest-only loan. Interest-only loan virtually means you're only paying rent on the money. It is designed so that it's a short term, 5 years or less. 3 years, very common, sometimes 1 year. Interest only can be used like a bridge loan. So what you do is you actually borrow 100 grand, 6% interest, 6 grand, that's 500 bucks a month, right? 6 grand divided by 12. So your monthly payment's 500 bucks. At the end of the year, guess what you owe? Still owe 100 grand because you've paid interest only. All right? It is a quick short-term financing that allows you to pay lower monthly payments. Maybe that property is sitting vacant, so 500 is better than 750. But it's also used for a short-term interim loan, so it can be a bridge type of vehicle. Now, there's all kinds of commercial finance lenders. There's mortgage banks. There's credit unions. There's insurance funds. There's, mortgage bankers. There's thrift accounts. All of these guys can actually be finance lenders. So typically, like the residential world, you're going to buddy up with a residential mortgage broker. It's going to help you. You're going to go out and probably seek a commercial financial guy too for your client, because it's not going to be you. You got enough trouble to worry about your brokerage activities, let alone trying to understand this. And once again, this was just an intro class, so that's just some of the basics. If you're serious and you're going to start doing commercial brokerage, you probably need to find you a commercial lender. Take him to lunch one day, let him explain to you all the products that he can offer, and have him give you a short class just on his 5 or 6 products and what kind of client they're good for. That's another thing, because ARMs may be good for a person. I know, I'm 3rd grade. An ARM may be good for one client, but an interest only may be better for the other client, even though it's the same, they're both buying strip centers. Okay? So that comes from understanding and working with your commercial lender. All right. Real close here. We got 2 more sections.